a lot of us men, we think about loving ourselves and we go, huh? You know, and because I remember that feeling. I was like, really? I got to love myself? You know, but there's substance to it. And it's important that we love and respect ourselves and our self-esteem and all that. It all goes together. And it's all important. And it seems wishy-washy, woo-woo, whatever you want to call it. But it is truly important.
Kill Complacency, a podcast that inspires growth and intentionality and helps you overcome your greatest obstacles.
Hey, this is part 2 with Bob Wischer from Michigan. He's a relationship engineer coach who helps men sort through themselves and their hiccups and helps them be the best version of themselves. And I hope that you guys will enjoy this and that it will be of eternal consequence as you become the best version of you. Bob, I read that you did a Spartan race. I've got a daughter interested in that. Can you talk to me about that for a little bit?
Sure. I don't anymore. I did a Spartan race and a half marathon in the same year, 2019. Spartan race was a blast. I love Spartan race. Other than the running part, the obstacles and the, slogging through the mud and going, it's a blast, monkey bar kind of things overhead. It was a great challenge for me. I actually climbed, there was a rope climb during the event. I actually did that for the first time that time. So it was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. And then I ran the half marathon. I think the Spartan race was during the summer, sometime, might be September or something. And then the half marathon was in October. And while I was training for the half, I had messed up my knee pretty bad. And I was basically, it was a half mile of limp, or a half marathon limp is what it was for me. And I got to the finish line of that race and my wife was there and she looked at me and she saw just how my face was just like, oh my God, I can't take another step. She looked at me and she said, well, you know what? You never have to do that ever again. And I said, thank you, because I am not going to. And I haven't run more than a mile at any one given time since that day. And that was 2019. So
yeah.
But yeah,
do you think
Spartan's a blast. I highly recommend it.
Yeah. Do you think that physical activity plays into men being all they're wired to be at all? Do they need that as an out?
Absolutely. Output? You got it. I personally, yeah, we're actually talking about this. I run I'll call it a fitness group. It's called F3. It's a nationwide thing, but I run a group here locally. We were talking about the other day about getting injured, and if we were to get injured, we're trying not to overdo it too much so we don't get injured. Because if I was to get injured and not be able to work out, like if I blew out my ACL and I couldn't work out for 6 months or a year or whatever, I think I would go crazy, because it's literally for me, and my history with depression and stuff like that. I have to do some form of exercise at least 2 or 3 days a week to keep my head clear and to keep my sanity, because otherwise I need to do some kind of movement and sweat and all that stuff a couple times a week, because it's for mental health for me. It's the key for how I keep sane.
That's good. In your coaching, have you ever talked to? Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say a lot of men don't. I mean, I see men walking around all the time. Actually, there's some. I have a full-time day job, and there's one person in particular. This man's got this big old beer belly, for lack of a better term, and it hurts me to see men like that. That I'm sure that's messing with their knees and their backs and their mental health and all that stuff is just. Yeah, everybody should be doing something, whether it's even just walking around your neighborhood, a couple thousand steps a day or something. Everybody should be doing something.
Yeah, movement is medicine, my wife says.
Absolutely.
Over the years, I have been coached by countless mentors, and now I want to offer that to you as well. How? By Marty Hofmann's Life Coaching. This will be a 6-week program in which I will guarantee you will develop a more growth mindset. We will set goals and learn about the importance of the processes and habits behind those goals. I will also help you see your story differently as things happening for you, not to you. We will also be discussing your future self and give you clarity on who that is and what it looks like. For more information, please follow the link below or hop on martyhoffman.com and follow the coaching link. Talk to me about your intentional habits. You wrote here that you do some habits every day. What's a daily a daily life look like in Bob's life?
Yeah. Every morning I have a very, I won't call it strict. I'll call it rigid list of things I do. First I spend, 15 to 20 minutes in the Word, reading devotionals or, breaking down like a section of scripture or something like that. That's my first thing I do every day. I spend some time with the Lord, and, that of course charges me up every day. Then I do some gratefulness journaling. Journal with at least 3 things I'm grateful for. I've also been journaling about abundance because it's something I kind of struggled with my entire life. I write down just kind of a sentence or 2 every day about how something is abundant, or something I noticed yesterday or I'm thinking about today that's abundant, whether it's money or air or love of people, whatever. And then I do about 20 minutes of stretching every day. And in between, while I'm doing that stretching, I'm doing some deep breathing exercises, every once in a while I'll do some other, just breath work kind of stuff. Then I have a couple of documents I read every day. One is the Creed of the Ardent Man, which is a group I'm part of. Kind of just refreshes my memory and reminds me of what things are important every day. And then I have a list of scripture. Actually, they're paraphrased scriptures. They're basically all the I am statements out of the Bible, like I am a child of God and things like that. And just again, reinforcing and reinvigorating myself and knowing that who I'm connected to. And let's see, what else we got in that list? Oh, and then every morning I also read, I don't know if you've heard of the book, The Greatest Salesman in the World.
I don't think so.
No. So you kind of teed me up earlier about what my favorite book was going to be. And I know you're going to ask me later, but I'm torn between like 3 of them right now. So, and they've all kind of all conversation, which is funny. But Greatest Salesman in the World is a very good book, and the gist of the book is there are these 10 scrolls that are basically maybe the last 10 chapters of the book, maybe give or take a chapter or 2. But anyway, the intention is you're supposed to reread each of these scrolls for a 30-day period 3 times a day. So scroll 1, you read for 30 days. Scroll 2, you read for 30 days, and on and on and on. So I'm on scroll 7 or 8 right now. I think 8. I've been doing it since March. But they're very potent, and what other word to describe it? Just kind of amazing concepts. The one I'm reading now is about that we need to have laughter in our life. We need to laugh in some day, and doing something, whether you're laughing at yourself or you're laughing, watching something funny or jokes or whatever, and then also he reminds us in that same passage to that the phrase of this too shall pass. Like everything is temporary, whether it's something really good. You have some kind of success, it's going to pass. It's not always going to be, that you can't just rest on that success. Things are going to die down. And if you're low and things are not going well for you, it's going to pass. So it's kind of keep telling you to keep keep an even keel kind of thing. But it's a great book. Highly recommend that one. I don't remember what your initial question was.
Yeah, how much of your success all day ties into the way you start your day with those habits?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it sets me up for success every day. Just being able to do those, especially spending time with the Lord, the breathing, the gratefulness, all of that. I've been doing gratefulness journaling since 2017, and I swear it is not a lot of things bother me too much anymore. I still have those deep embedded, subconscious quirks and ticks, like getting mad at somebody in traffic, which is completely stupid. And I don't get as mad for as long. I used to, like, if somebody had cut me off, I'd be seething right for the next, 45 minutes or an hour, however long I was driving. But now I seem to get rid of them pretty quick. But just things like that, and being able to laugh at myself, laugh at the stupidity of people, and instead of getting angry or worked up about it, I'm a 100 times calmer person than I was, even back when I got divorced 10 years ago.
Sure.
And
I do
a lot
a
of it's
grateful
because
journal.
of those daily.
Yeah, I do a grateful journal every night, and I would agree. Like it almost makes you look for those opportunities to be thankful the next day, rather than mad at what didn't happen. You find the positivity in it. So
Right.
I would agree. I swear by it too.
Yeah.
Like it's makes such an impact on you, and honestly, how you treat people. I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It's a great practice. Love that. I love that I have it in my life.
Talk to me about your coaching program to these men. Like how many men do you do at a time? Is it a conference? Is it a Zoom call? What's that look like?
Well, actually, I've got two options. Actually, I'm just starting up a group program. Actually, we're starting next week. It's going to be a weekly Zoom call with a small group, seven men or less. That's I'm kind of calling it a mastermind. I'm calling it a mastermind. I'm not kind of calling it. It's a mastermind of sorts. I'm going to do some teaching. We'll do some goal setting, accountability. Will be part of that one. That's kicking off next week. That's something new that I just started. And then my 1-1 program obviously is the big one, the more robust one. I have some ability to take a few more people on right now. Time's getting a little tight. Again, I do work full time, and then I coach for another company as well. In between that, work with some people that are learning real estate investing. I coach them on mindset stuff. So kind of got a lot of irons in the fire right now, but it's all fun, and as long as it fits in my calendar, and I can be able to take care of my wife like I need to, then I can add in all the coaching that I need to. So,
do you ever find yourself coaching your wife?
Yes, but I'm trying to get better at asking her permission before I do that. That's where the trick comes in. So do you want me to just listen, or do you want me to help you solve this? So if you can ask that sentence ahead of time and because probably I'll bet you 9 times out of 10 she just wants me to listen, but there's that one time where she's like, yeah, I could really use a solution, or an idea of what I should do here. So,
Bob, have you seen that YouTube video with it's all about the nail, or not about the nail? She's got a nail sticking out of her forehead. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
I'll send it to you later. It would be really good for you with your coaching. Like it's spot on with men and women on that.
Okay.
So
I'm sure it'll make more sense when you send it to me, and I'll watch it.
Yeah, it will. I don't want to ruin it here.
All right.
Tell me about, we've kind of talked about a little bit. Tell me about your top 3 books.
Top 3 books. All right. So the first one I mentioned,
The Greatest Salesman.
Go ahead.
Right?
Greatest salesman in the world. Yep. That's quickly got into the top 3. Love that book. It's amazingly inspirational every day. Second one, the one that I mentioned earlier, was the one that kind of shook me out of the funk that I was in during my divorce, was called Love Yourself, by Kamal Ravikant. Great book. And again, a lot of us men, we think about loving ourselves and we go, huh? And because I remember that feeling, I was like, really, I got to love myself, but there's substance to it. And it's important that we love and respect ourselves and our self-esteem and all that. It all goes together, and it's all important. And it seems wishy-washy, woo-woo, whatever you want to call it, but it is truly important. And then the other book, the one that you kind of jogged my memory with, the book that you mentioned to me, that woman wrote, is called No More Mr. Nice Guy. That book, it was another one back when I first kind of started coming out of this funk period of my life. And that book basically will describe, I haven't had a man yet who's read it and hasn't said, holy crap, how did he write this book about my life? Because it's so, the funny thing that we don't realize is that the reason we are the reasons we are the way we are as men today is because of the generational things that have happened prior to us. And the way that, like, for example, even when I'm probably a little older than you, but when I grew up, we had mostly female teachers, right? So if we had a stay-at-home mom, we're at home with mom all day, dad's gone to work, we go to school, we have predominantly female teachers. So we are constantly around women all day, every day through our formative years. Yeah, maybe dad, in my case, dad comes home, 6 o'clock, has dinner. Maybe he falls asleep in his lazy boy and we hang out a little bit on the weekends doing projects and whatever. But for the most part, it's 5 days a week. It's mom and female teachers. So we're learning how to be men from women, which doesn't really check all the boxes that we need to have checked. And reading that book was a complete eye-opener along those lines of that's why we ended up becoming the way we became, because we had all these, not that they meant to be bad, they just weren't male, masculine, traditional, values and things that we should have been learning from our fathers that we weren't, because our fathers were taking care of work and stuff like that. And then of course then mom starts working and maybe you're home alone, and there you got a whole new set of problems, right? Because you're home alone, you're withdrawn, you're disconnected from both parents. All you got is teachers. Maybe you have some friends in your neighborhood, but maybe they're into bad things, drugs or whatever, or violence or whatever. Again, it's hard to win when you don't have, the true connection with your parents and during those critical years when we're learning all that stuff.
If you want to wear a billboard of a message of kill complacency or live intentionally, then check out my merch store. It's www.mindsetshop.com. Mindset is with an X, so it's MINDXET shop, SHOP.com. mindsetshop.com.
Yeah, it's hard. There's a book called The Men We Need by Brant Hansen. It's a really good book on just men needing to step up more in the home and fulfill their role. We're too complacent, too lazy, we're not there where we should be.
Yep. Too much emphasis on comfort anymore.
Yeah. It's what we want.
Give me a beer, let me watch the game. Yeah.
Tell me, what's a favorite quote you have, Bob? What's something you find yourself saying a lot or thinking about?
Oh, favorite quote. All right. Well, this is kind of a piece of a story, but It's out of a book called An Orphan No More by Rocky Fleming. And it's, I know your weakness and I still love you. I know your struggles and will help you overcome them. I will not discard you. I will guide you if you listen and trust me. I know firsthand the temptations you face, and I know what they feel like. But I overcame them, and I will help you overcome them. Never think your failures keep me from loving you. I have you in my grace at all times, and my grace will never let you go. Learn to live and walk in it, and you'll become the man I want to make of you. And obviously, he's talking about Jesus, or it's Jesus talking to him. So that's
powerful.
That's what I read that one every couple of days just to remind me of my connection and that he gives me grace. He's there for me, loves me, guiding me, all that stuff. So very powerful.
Need to frame that one. That's a good one.
Yeah. Like I said, it's in my, I have an electronic to-do list on my phone, and I have recurring tasks in there. So every couple of days it pops up, and every once in a while I'll share it with somebody. So
that's
pretty
really
inspiring.
good. It's powerful. Bob, as we wrap this up, if you have a final message to the men or to people in general, but what would Bob Wischer want everyone to know? What's his final message?
Never stop learning. Never stop learning. It was another kill complacency moment for me. Again, was that first coach I hired. His first task for me was you need to read 15 minutes a day. It can be a book, it can be listen to an audiobook, it can be a podcast, whatever the case may be, but you need to consume 30 minutes every day of something educational. And I thought, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to do this because at that point I was at 0 per day. Yeah. And now I can't get enough. I got a whole bookshelf of books. You gave me 2 or 3 more. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to fit these in because I have like 6 in the backlog on my of other ones I got to read. But now I can't get enough because every time, like even the book I'm listening to today, while I was driving home it's knowledge, it's information, it's things, things in there that I, at 55 years old, that I'm still learning. And I feel like there's so much that I don't know. And I think it would have been a key for me if I'd have not taken that attitude, when I was 20, 21, 22, and I got out of school and continued to learning, I could have been so much further ahead and helped so many more people in my life. But I mean, I am where I am, and I'm doing what I'm doing. Yeah. And I'm happy with that. I think of what could have possibly been if I had not taken a break for all those years. So
that's really good. Never stop learning. I like that. Like it's just good advice.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you, Bob, for being on.
And one more thing I'd like to talk. I do have a free ebook if your listeners are interested. It's called Six Blatant Lies That Most Men Believe and What to Do About Them. For example, one of those lies is I can quit doing this action, whatever it is, this bad habit. I can quit anytime. So it's a short little ebook, but it's got some pretty powerful stuff in it.
How do people look you up? What's the best way to find you? What's the best way to get that book?
My website, actually, which is www.menbecomingbettermen.com. All one word.
Sounds good.
And you can get it. There's a link on that page to the ebook. You can apply to be in the mastermind, elite men's mastermind group, or free consultation if you wanted to talk about anything, or one-on-one coaching, or whatever else that you want to talk about.
That's really good. Bob, I really appreciate you really desiring to make the world a better place and using your life and example and gifts and abilities to do so. So we need more people like Bob out there doing it.
Oh, thanks,
So
John. Appreciate that. I'm just doing my best and doing what what God wants me to do. So it's doing my part.
that's awesome. Well, thank you. Wanted to thank you guys for listening to the end. In closing, I just wanted to add that if this message resonates with you, if it aligns with your values and something in it today triggered something, then you can also look me up on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. We are really trying to help people live more intentional lives, to kill the complacency with which they have subscribed to. I know there's many ways which I get sucked in all the time. So if this is beneficial, follow me there.